A
Good
very
morning.
good morning to one and all. I, C.A. Viswanath Dhulipala, Chairman of the West Godavari branch of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the ICA, welcome all the participants in today's webcast on unfortunate coincidence, overcoming natural challenges you are born with. I also welcome the dignitaries, C.A. Anuj Goyal, Chairman of the committee, Sri Priya Madam, Vice Chairman, today's resource person, C.A. Nakul Arora, and the event enablers from the branches and the committee. Over to you, Sri Priya Madam. I request you to kindly introduce the speaker. Katyayani Madam, sorry. Katyayani Madam.
Yeah. Thank you, Vishnath Garu. Good morning, everybody. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce to the speaker, CA Nakul Arora. He is a highly experienced and accomplished chartered accountant who was established himself as a leading figure in the field of finance and professional development. With a solid foundation in accounting, auditing, taxation, and financial management, Nakul has not only delivered over 600 technical sessions, but also conducted more than 350 sessions on the soft skills such as communication and leadership. As the founder and the managing partner of a successful firm of chartered accountants, Nakul has showed his exceptional leadership skills by spearheading various ICI conferences and debate groups. His speaking experience at prestigious events with renowned organizations like Barco, Hilton Group, and Saxo Bank further solidifies his reputation as a dynamic and impactful individual in the industry. Whether it's about financial wellness, wealth management, or compliance with the technical and professional standards, Nakul Arora's experience, expertise, and the passion for the excellence shine through in every aspect of the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Katyayani Madam. Now I hand over the session to CA Nakul Arora for his deliberation. Kindly, sir.
Thank you very much, C. Katyayani ji, for your warm introduction, and Vishwanath ji for enabling the event. I also extend my warmest regards to C. Anuj Goyal, the chairman of the board. I also feel it's fair to regard the vice chairman, C. Sri Priya Kumar, and of course, our secretary, Dr. Sambit Kumarji, for organizing all the events. And just now he's joined Vandanapu Ravikiranji. I would also like to make sure we regard all of us on the screen and all of you off the screen at your homes on a Sunday who've come up. I really give you my warmest regards. And I promise that whatever time you'll spend today, that entire minute will be made worth it by myself and the team. So what happened is, it is important that I tell you that how this topic comes into perspective. Firstly, the name of the topic is very unusual. We all understand that. The problem that we are discussing is actually unusual. The unusual problem is that every individual, every one of you, were born with some or the other challenges. What are those challenges? Now, the problem is people recognize physical and learning disabilities. That's okay. Now, the world has been mature enough that they recognize that there are challenges which are physical disabilities and mental learning disabilities. But what about socioeconomic disabilities? Isn't the difference in financial stature also a problem that you're born with and you have to deal with it? Well, today we are going to dive into this topic and learn as much as we can about how to overcome them. Okay. So it's firstly an honor for me to talk to you about this topic. Let's understand that what are we here to discuss? What are we talking about, right? So we have to understand that there are issues like physical disabilities. So we can be often seen in most visible and immediate form of challenges. Physical disabilities can range from mobility, impairments to sensory effects. It can be blindness, deafness. However, it is crucial to understand that disability does not define the individual's worth. So the first step, here's where you start making your notes. This session will need you to keep your pen and paper because we'll be doing an activity from distance. So you have to do the scoring and do your rating yourself. So the first step in overcoming a physical disability is fostering a mindset of empowerment. Society, unfortunately, has a tendency to label and limit individuals based on their physical conditions, of course. It is a collective responsibility, all of us. I mean, even if you don't have that, if somebody does, because we call ourselves professional, we call ourselves good persons in the society. So we have to make sure that it is a collective responsibility to challenge these entire number of notions. Accessibility and inclusiveness should not be afterthoughts. So you should not be thinking that, okay, this should be included. We should not be having this discussion. But this is something we'll have to have because this is how the society has, created a situation. So there must be fundamental principles from workspaces, educational institution. So when many of us are chartered accountants leading our own firms or leaders in some other firms or businesses, we have to ensure that this is a fundamental principle in the workspace. If we are teaching, it should be a fundamental principle in the educational institution. Being extra courteous towards somebody with a disability is a way worse thing to do than including them like there's nothing different. So adaptive technologies have to be built. Assistive devices, they play a significant role. So like you've seen these days on Google Maps, when you go, it has a special option that is this place wheelchair accessible or not. So now people are able to understand and value the importance of it. Furthermore, social attitudes towards disabilities must evolve. By fostering an environment of empathy, understanding, inclusion, we can ensure that physical disabilities become characteristics rather than restrictions. Okay? Let's understand the second part. It is learning disabilities. So, a challenge that is often hidden, misunderstood, or misdiagnosed. Even medical professionals misdiagnose this. Learning disabilities such as dyslexia, ADHD, and autism spectrum disorders do not reflect a person's intelligence or capability. Instead, they represent different ways of processing information and engaging with the world. So there's a very popular show on Netflix, or maybe you can find it, maybe if you follow Western shows, there's a show called Good Doctor. There they've shown that how a person with autism becomes a doctor. Yes, that is a little overboard, that is a little impractical, but the reality is they show how his diagnostic skills are better. Maybe his general understanding of the world is a little slow. So there's a different way of processing information for different people. One of the most powerful tools of overcoming learning difficulties is early identification and intervention. So if somebody around you seems to have learning disabilities, try and intervene. If you are taking this session and you think that you have some sort of disability, some sort of issues in understanding, identify and have somebody interfere now. We'll talk about this in the later part of the session, that how others can intervene into your learning journey. First, recognize the signs, provide appropriate support, and make a world of difference. There are tailored educational strategies, individualized learning plans, and access to special resources. They're all vital. Schools and educational institutions must be equipped to cater to diverse learning needs, and so is if you teach chartered accountancy students. So is if we have an article who has certain sort of learning disability, we have to make sure we enable them as much as possible. And if you, my friend, have that disability, wait for your turn. You will definitely have an answer by the end of the session. One of the most powerful tools in the world for overcoming this disability is identification and intervention. So once you've identified you have a disability, there is no turning back. You will be able to, make a better change for yourself. Moving on. So there is one thing which is very less talked about, and I would like to talk about it today. And we have to understand that one of the issues is, which is socio-economic issues. Okay. I would request rest of the people to please turn off their microphone if they are not on the mic, so that's not creating a disturbance while we speak. Thank you. Moving on. So what is socio-economic disabilities? There is a lot of other issues rather than what are usually talked about. There's a challenge that can penetrate every aspect of an individual's life. From access to quality education, healthcare, to opportunities for an economic advancement. Socioeconomic status can have a profound impact on a person's trajectory. Education is perhaps the most powerful equalizer. So one of the most famous lines, one of the most famous quotes that I remember at this time is of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the person who wrote our constitution. He said that education is like a milk of a tigress. So whosoever will drink it will roar it. So education is the biggest equalizer. If you are not educated, if somebody is not educated, give that person education. Let him have the, the honor of being highly educated. And if you have that problem of socioeconomic status, add 1 billion degrees to your name. People will forget where you come from and how you've been, managing. We see in CA Institute that so many people have done so many advanced degrees, so many advanced courses that they are totally known because of their expertise and their knowledge, and not because of where they come from, what is their life, right? So ensuring that every child, regardless of socioeconomic background, has access to quality education is paramount. It is not bad to start contributing if you have had a good economic status. It's good to contribute and let others join the race. Scholarships, mentorship programs, community initiatives can bridge this gap, but providing opportunities for growth and development is something which we can do for others. What about us? So we can see the educational institutions as beacons of hope, breaking the cycles of poverty through knowledge and improvement. Now, economic empowerment is also essential. How is it essential? Look, microfinance, you see, MSME loans were given to the street vendors were given loans at a time. What is this? This is microfinancing. There was vocational training. We have a vocational training in Delhi, which is very famous at Rajghat at the Gandhi Smriti Darshan Samiti. I was one of the faculties there. So we had vocational training for people who come from villages of, very remote villages, no access to quality training and education. They were trained and they were sent to CA firms. Who had a benefit? Both of us did. I right now have an employee who is from that institution, and he is one of the best in class that I can have. Because of his economic status, he does not speak very well. He does not write very well. The language is a little barrier with him. But the good thing is he's a good researcher. He's good command over law, geopolitics, and every issue that affects our profession. So that vocational training is providing a bridge of the gap of economic issues and our issues, that because of the socio-economic situation, I have a small firm, so I don't have that access. So by empowering others, you somewhere empower yourself. And entrepreneurial support. Of course, the entrepreneurs can make the biggest difference because they have access to the markets, they have access to the biggest funding. So now it is also crucial that business and governments work together to create inclusive economic policies to address inequality and provide opportunities for all. But until they're there, what to do? Make a good network and get out of this circumstance. Beyond material support, fostering a sense of community and resilience is vital for social economic issues. They're often compounded Socioeconomic issues do not come in isolation. They come with a compound. So you're isolated, you're marginalized of opportunities. You can only do a difference by building strong, supportive communities. You can have a network of care, encouragement, and solidarity. So let me just conclude the first part. I hope all of you have understood the difficulties we're here to talk about. Overcoming natural challenges like physical and learning disabilities and socioeconomic disadvantages requires multi-faced approach. It demands that we do something for the others who are facing this problem. Most importantly, it demands that we recognize the inherent worth and potential of every individual. To those who face these challenges, your journey is a testament to human resilience and strength. The obstacles you encounter do not define you, but your courage and determination to overcome do. Together, we have to create the world where these challenges are not seen as limitations, but as a catalyst for growth and innovation, and of course, unity. So, because we're talking about different types of disabilities, we've done it here. Let's talk about Wilma Rudolph. This is a very less, less known story. People have known about other people. It's a remarkable tale of triumph over adversity. She was born on 23rd June 1940 in somewhere in Tennessee. She faced numerous obstacles from an early age. She was a premature baby. She weighed only, let's say, 2.5 kgs. She was the 20th of 22 siblings. So there were 22 brothers and sisters. She was the 20th child, and she was born to a poor African American family. So her early years are fraught, serious health issues. She had scarlet fever, pneumonia, polio, everything. So at the age of 5, she was diagnosed with polio, a devastating disease that left her paralyzed with one leg. In addition to polio, she contracted scarlet fever and pneumonia, which further weakened her physically. So she had physical disability. Medical professionals doubted that she would ever walk again without braces, the frame which we have to walk, which we have to move our legs with. However, with relentless optimism and encouragement from her family, Wilma began a regime of physical therapy. So there was a lot of physical therapy that she went over, and her mother will take her to the hospital, which was 50 miles away. So your community, your network is helping you out. Even your mother can be, a very strong testament to the entire world. And she learned exercises which she used to do at home. With determination and perseverance, she defies all odds, and by the age of 12, she shed her leg brace and began to walk. So the brace was gone and she was walking without a leg brace at the age of 12. 5 was when she was diagnosed. 7 years of resilience, hard work, and at that tender age, she did that, and she was able to run without assistance. Now, because she was in a racially segregated society, she was into a poor family. Her socioeconomic challenges were immense, unbelievably immense. Her education was a struggle because it was not accessible because of the less money and socioeconomic issue. Opportunities were limited due to her both health issues and systematic barriers at that time. We're talking of very old age. Despite these limitations, Wilma's family prioritized education and sports as a means for a better opportunity. So how did she grow up into an athletic glory? Her competitive nature and drive to succeed saw her through the challenging times. She joined her school's basketball team and was soon discovered by the Tennessee state track and field coach Ed Temple. Temple recognized her potential and began to train her rigorously. Her hard work paid off when she qualified for the 1956 Melbourne Olympics at the age of 16, where she won a bronze medal in the 4x100 meter relay, but this was just the beginning. In 1960 Rome Olympics, Wilma made history by becoming the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in track field during a single Olympiad. She won 100 meters, 200 meters, anchored the 4x100 meter relay team to victory. Her achievements on the track brought her international acclaim and made her a symbol of hope and achievement. So what is the impact of such a legacy? Wilma Rudolph's success was not just about her victories on the track. She became an advocate for civil rights and worked to promote racial and gender equality. Her story illustrates the incredible resilience of a human spirit and the impact of support and perseverance against overwhelming odds. After her athletic career, Wilma earned a degree in education and dedicated her life to teaching and public service. She continued to inspire many motivational speaker and role model. So she was a motivational speaker and role model in later life. So you can see about her on the screen that she overcame multiple challenges and ultimately she became a role model for many. Now, because we talked a lot about resilience so far, what is resilience? You see this mountain in front of you. This mountain and this water is actually creating, a lot of space for itself, and slowly and steadily it's going ahead. This water is actually showing resilience. Resilience is the capacity to recover from difficulties and adapt well in the face of adversity. Write this down if you are on the screen and you have the capacity of a pen and paper. Open your phone's notepad if you don't have a pen and paper, but write it down that resilience is the first quality. And after this slide, I'm going to be giving you points to note down, which you can actually, use for your betterment. So, what all can resilience help you with? It can help you face adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. It involves the ability to bounce back from difficult experiences and regains sense of well-being and purpose. Far from being a rare quality, resilience can be cultivated and strengthened through intentional efforts and strategies. Okay, write the key traits which you should have, and you would have, of course, because you are spending so much of time on such a quality day. So of course you are resilient, you want to learn and improve, and you want to overcome the challenges. So first is perseverance. Perseverance refers to the steady persistence in the course of action despite of challenges, obstacles, or delays in achieving success. Resilient individuals are often characterized by their unwavering spirit and commitment to their goals. They do not easily give up, display a form of mental toughness that helps them push through all hardships. The first point is perseverance. The second trait you should have if you want to display resilience is optimism. Optimism is the general expectation that good things will happen in the future. Resilient human beings maintain a positive outlook even in the face of setbacks. Otherwise, why would you actually go out and do it every day if you do not have hope for a better tomorrow? This optimistic perspective enables them to see challenges as temporary. So they see challenges as okay, they're there, they're not there, it doesn't matter, and surmountable, making it easier to stay motivated and proactive to find solutions. Of course, we move on to the third part, which is adaptability. You have to be adaptable if you want to actually, achieve big in life. If you want to, display resilience, you have to be adaptable. Adaptability is the ability to adjust to new conditions or change them effectively. Resilient individuals are flexible. They are open to change. They can shift their strategies, their approach when faced with new or evolving situations. This is what allows them to navigate through obstacles, and they continue making progress towards their goal. We already heard about Wilma Rudolph, and there was another person called Helen Keller who became deaf and blind at a very young age due to an illness. Demonstrated incredible resilience throughout her life. With the dedicated help of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, Helen developed communication skills, eventually learning to read and write. Her perseverance and the adaptability allowed her to graduate from college with honors and she became a renowned author, lecturer, advocate for people with disabilities. Keller's optimism shone through her lifelong belief in the potential of worth of every human being, regardless of their physical challenges. Now, many of you might have not heard of the examples above, but I'm sure the next few examples, you will be able to relate with them. First, I don't know how many of you have read the popular book. You would have definitely heard about it, and most of you would have seen the movie, the Harry Potter series. Before achieving fame and success with Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejection for publishers. Financial difficulties were there, personal struggles, and her perseverance in continuing to write despite these obstacles, her optimism in believing in her story. So today we all love that story, but she was the only person believing when all the publishers were rejecting it. Her adaptability in revising and refining the work played key roles in her eventual breakthrough. Today, she's one of the best-selling authors in the history of reading and writing. And her story continues to inspire aspiring writers, individuals facing their own challenges. Doesn't mean we're facing challenges with the writing. We might be facing challenges as an accountant. Maybe clients are not accepting our form of work this day. Maybe people are not accepting the way we speak today. But eventually we're resilient, we're revising, we're recalibrating, we're re-strategizing, and we're coming back. Until the day you're coming back, it is very hard for the fate to overpower you. And if you've not even heard of J.K. Rowling, how about Nelson Mandela? Everybody has heard of Nelson Mandela. His life is another powerful example of resilience. He spent 27 years in jail for his opposition of South Africa's apartheid system. His perseverance in fighting for justice never wavered. His optimism for a unified and free South Africa remained intact. Even in the darkest times, upon his resilience, his adaptability in working towards reconciliation rather than retaliation helped him to lead the nation towards a peaceful transition to democracy, earning him a global admiration and a Nobel Peace Prize, of course. So in conclusion, if I say resilience plays an essential role in overcoming challenges and providing the mental and emotional fortitude needed to navigate difficulties through key traits of perseverance, optimism, adaptability, individuals can transform adversity into opportunities. Remember, what has to be transformed? Adversity has to be transformed into opportunities of growth and achievement. The stories, countless resilient individuals remind us that while challenges are inevitable, the challenges will always be there. You cannot, kill the challenges away. The strength to overcome them lies within us. By cultivating resilience, we not only improve our own lives, but also inspire the support of those around us on our journey. So now, because we know about resilience, how about I give you a questionnaire? So you all are away from the screen. I am behind the screen. The challenge is between you and yourself. Because the person listening to me right now is the person who's trying to overcome his challenges, is the person who needs to know that how resilient is that person. So how about I start giving you a questionnaire? So I'll be dropping a questionnaire for you now. So there are some questions on your screen. Let me tell you how to, manage the questions. So, okay, now note down the rating. You just remember this rating. If you strongly disagree with the statement, write 1. If you disagree, write 2. If you're neutral, write 3. If you agree, 4. And 5 means you strongly agree and you believe in that statement. First statement is, I am able to adapt to changes in my life. Are you able to adapt? Yes, every time, say 5. Yes, you are able to adapt mostly, write 4. If you are not able to adapt, You don't know, you are, you're not, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Write 3. If you're not able to adapt, write 2. And if you're never able to adapt, write 1. Write the answer, note down the number in front of it. So what I'll do is, I'll also start working with you. Why don't I also take this test? Okay. So I'm going to take a hypothetical test because this is a personal private test. So everybody has to take it with themselves. Am I able to adapt to changes? Yes, most of the times I am, but not all the time. Sometimes I get very cranky. I'm also a baby at times. Second, I stay focused on my goals even though when the going gets tough. I strongly agree with this. I have definitely, focused. So what I'll do is I'll change the answers to hypothetical ones. So example, I see challenges and opportunities. No, I will never see challenges and opportunities. This is just hypothetical now. Do I maintain a positive outlook in difficult scenarios? No, no, no. I am scared. If it's difficult, if going gets tough, I don't get going. Okay. The 5th question is, I am able to bounce back quickly after disappointments or setbacks. I would say I agree with it, but I have mixed opinions. Okay. So I believe I can find a solution to most problems I face. Let me see. I would disagree with this. I sometimes, find myself in the same problem I've been in from the last 10 years. Maybe it's related to addiction. Maybe it's related to bad sleep cycle. I don't believe that. I remain calm in stressful situations. I would strongly agree with this. I'm cold as an ice ball. I feel I have strong social support from my friends, family, or colleagues. 5, if there was 6, I would have given it. So the thing is, don't do that. Don't make a joke out of it. I see myself as a strong and capable. I see myself as strong and capable in overcoming adversity. I would say neutral. Sometimes I have come over it. Sometimes I have been, I've involved myself into it too much. Am I able to manage my emotions effectively? I would strongly agree on this because yes, there have been problems, but I have never been incidents where I've shouted, about very less incidents where I have been unfair or have been unjust to people around me. So I would say yes, I. I'm sorry, I believe my screen was gone for a second. I'm so sorry. So I believe you can see my number that was available was 35. The lucky number 35, what does it signify? The problem is not that it is a number. What does the number signify is the main concern. So let's understand to analyze the result now. So if you have had 40 to 50, you're highly resilient. You possess a strong ability to adapt to and overcome challenges. Continue to leverage your resilience and share your strategies with others to inspire them. So you need to keep it up. If you have 40 to 50 marks, you need to keep it up and you need to continue to inspire others, share your strategies. How do you stay resilient? If you're 30 to 39, if you're on the second break, which my score came into as well, you have a good level of resilience, but may benefit from further developing your capabilities. Reflect on the areas where you might improve and practice resilience building activities. Yes, there are a lot of resilience building activities. Because we're on a webcast, we will not be able to do them today. But someday, definitely, when we're in a room together, we'll do the activities and we'll, do better resilience activities. So now it is 20 to 29. you have low resilience. You may find it more challenging to cope with adversity. You need to focus on specific areas such as optimism. Maybe you're not optimistic enough. Maybe you do not have social support. So you need to have support. You need to have a good community building done. You need to have a good network. There is emotional regulation, and you need to build your resilience, right? 10 to 19 is very low resilience. 10 will be when you've given one each, or maybe not even two each, less than two each. So you may struggle significantly in dealing with challenges. Seeking support from a counselor or joining a resilience training program could be highly beneficial. And trust me, it's a really funny claim that I'm about to make. People who've had real tough challenges in life will be somewhere between 30 to 50. People who've had things easy are usually found in between 10 to 20. So please do not take me for a word, and don't mark me for a word. This is just some private experience that I'm quoting it in. Now I'll ask you some questions. Please answer it yourself, and I hope that you're able to make benefit out of it. So first of all, you need to reflect which areas did you score highest in. So that means what strategies you're using in that area. The questions are in different areas, right? Can you understand? The questions are in different areas. For example, one is your adapting techniques. Second is focus. Then there is this is called perspective. Then of course the optimism. Then there is the resistance, the resilience, retaliation. Then the goal orientation. So whatever you are good in, like for example, let me see. I said I am able to manage emotions. I have good support. I see myself strong in overcoming adaptability. Well, then if I am overcoming, can I just use the same strategy and take it to seeing the challenges as an opportunity to grow and learn? This is the second part of the activity. You're able to see that I'm good with one part. I put it in the next one. Maybe I'm able to do good for myself. Now, which areas did you score lowest in? Now, let's identify what aspects of resilience needs improvement. What steps you take to enhance these areas. Consider specific actions or practice you can incorporate into your daily life. Now, moving on, how can you use your strengths to support areas for improvement? What are your strengths, first of all? Think about the aspects of resilience where you scored highly, 3, 4, 5, whatever is your highest score, and see how it can be leveraged to bolster the areas where you scored lower, right? Moving on, what external resources and support systems can you engage? This is the fourth question. Please note down these questions. Even if you have done the activity, you can help your friends, your family with these questions in this activity. They can really learn and grow. And there are challenges in between your household that you know and you don't know. People are going through different issues right now. So please have this activity engaged. The fourth question is, what external resources and support systems can you engage? So reflect on your support network. Are there people, are there workshops or any resources that can help you build any resilience? If there are, why don't you take help of them? This is another way to say that. Now, moving on to number 5, what daily practices can you implement to build resilience? Daily practices like, for example, mindful exercises, writing a journal, self-talk. Some people say, I'm the greatest, I'm the champion, I'm the greatest, I'm the champion. It was Muhammad Ali. Shah Rukh Khan says, I go in front of the mirror and every morning I get ready and say, I'm the best. And that's what helps him out. Or setting small and achievable goals, because goal solving is the best exercise you can do. Set small goals. Today, I have to finish this much of work in my office. I've done. That's a good exercise and builds resilience. How can these practices fit into your daily routine is a question for you. By engaging with this reflection and actively thinking about these questions, you can develop a deeper understanding of your resilience levels and create a plan for strengthening your resilience over time. It will happen over time. It is not something which you will go back home or you're in the session and by the end of the session, you'll be able to achieve that. Okay. Let's move on to the next part of the session, which is a growth mindset. Now, just close your eyes, everybody. If you are in a position, if you're driving, please don't close your eyes. Anywhere else, you can just close your eyes. If you just listening to the session, close your eyes. I was just thinking of somebody who's cooking and has the camera, has the session in front of them. No, everybody who's sitting calmly, close your eyes. Reflect onto your mind. So if I ask you to think of the last difficult thing you heard in the week which ended Friday, have you already found a solution of it, or you're still devouring on a solution? You're still unhappy about it. Think of the last 5 challenges you had to face. Did you think of a solution, or you were first upset about what the challenge is? If you think what the duck, it is not for you. Because I am trying to take you to the position where, okay, this is the solution. You give me a problem, I'll give you a solution. So I remember Archimedes, I think it was Archimedes. If I'm wrong, you can just give it the right answer in the Q&A. That he was a physicist, so he said, give me a lever and a place to stand, I'll move the earth. So the power, the mindset was so clear that if I have to move the earth, I just need a lever and a place to stand. So that was the belief in physics and, of course, his mindset of growth. The concept of growth mindset was introduced by a psychologist called Carol Dweck. A growth mindset refers to a belief that the abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication. Okay? Hard work and perseverance can be used in it. Individuals with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. And they understand that effort is essential to mastery. Now, I'll tell you something which happened in LinkedIn today. There was this chartered accountant, very senior. She posted that kids these days, or the people who are coming into articleship, they are very resistant to join big firms because they think they'll have to work too much there. Or just a second. I think there's some problem with the screen. You're not able to see it, I believe. ACS CA MSH Gupta ji, please can you switch off your microphone? Thank you so much. Okay, let's understand. Just a minute. Sorry, just wanted to make sure that the network and everything is okay. So, okay, we were talking about growth mindset. So we have to see everything as a solution. So what happened, I was on LinkedIn today. I just wanted to look at the post before I start commenting on that. So what was the comment? What was the post about? The post extensively talked about that how kids, like not kids, how chartered accountants who come from a firm, they are doing very good in life. They have become a role model. And now, even after learning from that firm and making a good life for themselves, they are still, saying, they're still underrating their firm that they have trained from. So the problem is that, what is a fixed mindset? You can see on your screen that fixed mindset is a belief that abilities and intelligence are static. That means whatever you're able to do today, that's it. You're not going any further. Your intelligence is static. You are not more intelligent by the passing day. And you do not have a belief that they'll be developed. So you have a way of saying, I can do this, I cannot do that. Maybe you can say, I don't have time. If given enough time, I'll be able to do this. But you cannot say no and yes. Because if you're saying no to anything, like for example, if somebody says that, what am I capable to do? paid enough money, I'll be able to master and pilot a rocket ship into sun. What did I say? Paid enough money, and of course the technology will be developed, and then I'll have, of course, learn how to make a rocket ship, how to make it sun protective, and I'll make it go inside. SPF 35. Women will understand on the screen. Okay. People with a fixed mindset, you see, they do not go into challenges. They are very scared, and they definitely give up very easily. They will always see that if they're making an effort, that is not generating any results. There's no outcome of making a lot of efforts. So they want immediate results. They do not believe in the power of time. So now let me give you the importance of a growth mindset. First, a growth mindset fosters the belief that the effort and perseverance lead to improvement. The belief system, making individuals more likely to persist in the face of challenges. Persistence is crucial for overcoming obstacles and achieving long-term goals. So just write down, the first thing is it will promote persistence. You will be continuing to put in efforts. Then of course resilience. If you have a growth mindset, you would see challenges and failures, both of them, as an opportunity. What opportunity? It will be an opportunity to learn. You have an opportunity to learn better. And this will help you to recover quickly from any setbacks. So this enhances your resilience overall. People with a growth mindset understand that making mistakes is a part of life and learning process. Me as a person, I'm not scared to make mistakes. And that's not a reflection on my capabilities. We have Dr. Sambitji on the screen, on the session. He knows that I make a lot of mistakes when I go up to him for the first time. When I came up to him, I was recently working on a project with him. I was submitting the project again and again because I had very short time, but I was making mistakes on mistakes. Many CCMs have seen me since I'm a student. Like the chairman has seen me since I was a student. Many of the other council members and branch members have seen me since I was a student, and I was always on the top of my feet. I wanted to do something, fail, be insulted, come back and do it again. When I started cricket commentary, I'm not embarrassed to say that I did not know the difference between long on and long off. But I did commentary. I wanted to do it. I loved it. I made mistakes. I made mistakes of, leg side and off side because I thought they were fixed. Then I realized when the batter is left or right, it changes. It's okay. One day something happens, the other day the other thing happens. So you should always, you should not be afraid to make mistakes. That's resilience, and that's a growth mindset. That's how growth mindset works. And of course, if you have a growth mindset, your motivation is increased. This is point number 3. First was, I'm sorry, I cannot even go back and ask questions in this format. Persistence, resilience, and motivation. PRM is done. Then we'll go PS, PRMPS. Okay. So M is going to be a growth mindset enhances the intrinsic motivation. It focuses on process of learning and personal development rather than just end result. I'll tell you, what happens is people have often been seen saying that show me the result. Do not show me the that you did your efforts and everything. You show me the result. So this is a focus on the result. Sometimes this is required as a leader, but for yourself, at least you should not be only focused on results. For you need to just reward yourself for making that effort. I can just say that. Please reward yourself for making an effort. And that is increasing your motivation. This sustained motivation is essential for tracking difficult tasks and continuing to grow. This is exactly how this will be done. Now, the next part is, the fourth one is, this enhances your problem solving skills. So how does this enhance your problem solving skills? One may ask that my skills must be a combination of my intelligence and, of course, how good I am, how much skills do I have? Well, that's not how it is. Just think about it for a second. Sorry, just wanted to sip a quick sip of water. Individuals with a growth mindset are more open to experimenting with new strategies and approaches. So, firstly, if you have a growth mindset, you're already, I said, you're not afraid to make mistakes, you have motivation, so you're more open to experiment, to take new strategies and approach. New approach is very easy for you because you are flexible, right? This flexibility and willingness to innovate and improve, this will eventually create better problem solving skills. So the fourth is problem solving skills. And trust me, this is a direct outcome of not being scared of making a mistake. So improvement of self-esteem, let's talk about that. Very less people talk about that, that self-esteem is so important. By valuing effort over inherent talent, a growth mindset will lead to a healthier self-esteem. The individuals feel more in control of their success and they contribute to a stronger sense of self-efficiency or self-sufficiency. Okay. Now, you might ask, you told us what is a growth mindset. Okay, but we don't have a growth mindset. What should we do? Come on, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you how to cultivate a growth mindset, how to grow a growth mindset. You know, first thing is first, embrace the challenges. Now, I'm not going to be a person who says, embrace the challenges and I'm going to leave. No, I'm going to tell you how to embrace the challenge. You actively seek out. First, seek out where the challenge is and embrace it. You see, many people who have very less challenges in their life do a lot of social work. This is embracing a challenge. They are taking up a task which is almost impossible to solve and they're giving all of their life and soul to it. And that is why I say embrace a challenge. If you don't have a challenge, seek out rather than avoiding a challenge. Approach these obstacles as opportunities to develop new skills and gain new knowledge. If this doesn't work or if this works a little bit, then you need to reframe your perspective. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, just have a mindset that I can learn to do this. Like I said, I can learn to make a rocket ship. I can learn to pilot a rocket ship in some time. I'm not saying I know how to do it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it in 5 days. You know, people who say I'm going to be a chartered accountant, not immediately, but definitely, I think have a better mindset than somebody putting a date onto it. Because putting end dates actually makes you so bound to result. Even the I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about scriptures because we have a very huge audience today. So let's focus. The second part of strategy is, first strategy is embracing the challenge, going and seeking out challenge. The second is focus on learning and not just results. Focus on learning and not results. So, you know, let's say you need to celebrate the effort that you've made and the progress that you've made so far. Even if the final result is not perfect, you need to focus on the effort. All right? You need to start making a journal or a diary, whatever you want to say it. People like to call it diary. Some people call it a journal. Exactly whatever you want to call it. It's simply completely your call. Okay? Just a second. All right. Okay. Let me tell you. Let me just say how I would like you to approach this learning and not focusing on results. Remember the time when we were into, let's say, CA examination, when we give mock tests. So then we give a final examination and we fail. There were 2 attempts, you failed continuously. But there were kids who used to say that I did so much this time and still failed. And somebody says, at least now I know that I have to do this. Earlier, I did not even know this. So that is celebrating the effort and progress that he has made and not the final result. And this is by making a journal. So today I know how to, I knew 6 chapters when I gave my first attempt. I know 9 now. So now I know I have to do 12 and I'm going to clear the exam and also have a good amount of knowledge. You need to learn, and the third point is learn from criticism and feedback. But view constructive criticism and feedback as valuable information rather than a personal attack. Sometimes people are intentionally, attacking you personally, trying to gain a reaction out of you. But most of the time, people are just trying to tell you something and you take it as a personal attack. Use the feedback to identify areas of improvement. But if it's a personal attack, go bonkers onto them. Just show them what is what. Just don't keep everything to yourself. Be in control of your emotions, but learn to give it back. And if somebody want to know if it's a constructive feedback or not, I'll tell you how to do it. Ask them for specific feedback and guidance on how you can improve rather than just general criticism or general praise. Even if somebody praises you, just tell them of a feedback. What part is good and where else can I put that part? Like, if you want to tell me that my energy on the activity was great, okay, where else do you think my energy was lacking and where exactly can I place that energy now? So that means if you buy energy on the, but then they'll say, no, the energy on the second slide and the growth mindset was also good enough. It was enough for the part of this. No, that's not a constructive feedback. That's not a constructive criticism or praise. That is just somebody trying to be social with you. You don't need to start arguing with everybody, but yes, you need to learn what is a constructive feedback and what is just a hoax. Okay, moving on. Then fourth point is cultivate a positive attitude towards effort. So you need to praise yourselves and others for the work they have done, their dedication and persistence. You need to praise them for it. You need to encourage a belief that effort can develop abilities and remind yourself that putting in effort leads to improvement over time. Of course, moving on to the fifth part, which is you need to start practicing self-compassion. What is self-compassion now? Well, be kind to yourself. People are very harsh to themselves. Everybody's going to be harsh at you at some point or the other. Even your parents start to question you that how much do you earn and how successful you are at a time. At least you be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes or face setbacks. Understand that mistakes are a natural part of a learning process. If you don't fall down, you don't stand back up. Australia is such a successful cricket team today. Were they winning World Cup since the inception of the World Cup? No. Indian team worked so hard, went up to the finals, failed in the finals, came back, bounced back, and then finally they did not make the same mistake this time. They kept their shoulders up, they kept their spirit up this time. So this is just that making mistakes is a part of a learning process. It's a natural learning process, dear. You will make mistakes at every level. Things can go wrong. Every level things can get right. Do you think the army does not make mistakes? They do. They lose their entire battalions because of it. And then they bounce back and they win the wars. Where do you think we did not, did we not make geopolitical mistakes? Yes, we as a country might have, but today we are improving on them. Did we not make a mistake while, while the independence contracts were being signed? We might have, but we're improving. All right. Moving on. People say that these are just hoaxes. Can I ask you to do something? Forget about what you have heard. Try doing this on my inspiration, on my word. If you're listening to me so far, please do this from tomorrow. Give me a message on LinkedIn today. From tomorrow morning, first thing you wake up, just do this. Just say, I'm capable of learning and improving. Just say this 5 times on your bed. Don't go anywhere, bed, sofa, wherever you're sleeping. If you're in the train, you're in a flight, every time you wake up, just say, I'm capable of learning and improving. And Don't expect that $1 billion check will land into your bank account after 10 days. But after 10 days, just tell me that, do you feel that your mindset towards your entire day has changed a little or not? Things will be as little as difficult to see for others. You have to be kind to yourself. Give me a message on LinkedIn today. From today, we'll start this. And every day for the next 10 days, you tell me that today I was able to say this to myself, or today I missed it out, I'll do it tomorrow. And we'll see in 10 days that how many of you, if this is a hoax, I'll remove this entire part from my presentation next time. I promise you. I'm that, I'm that dedicated to get this done. If it is not working, I don't want to follow it up. Moving on. Then the sixth part is you need to seek inspiration. If you're not able to do it with yourself for a growth mindset, you need to, listen to good stories, read about them. Reading yourself gives you a better outcome, because I'll tell you one thing. Out of everybody on the screen today, out of everybody listening, who do you think is the most inspired by the lady whose example I took, Wilma Rudolph? Who do you think is the most inspired from her? It's me, because I read about her for approximately 5-6 hours. Maybe I spent 10 hours total on her, reading about her. I first read about her when I was coming back from somewhere, and there was a huge article about her in some of the magazines. And then I started reading about her from a book, some inspirations. Then, of course, so you need to read those examples yourself, spend time over stories, and definitely you will gain some or the other inspiration from them. If you think Rudolph's story was good, but you did not catch it properly, why don't you, when this video will be uploaded to IGTV, the ICI TV, just replay the story of Wilma Rudolph and listen to it again and again if it inspires you. And yes, stories inspire us. Yes, examples inspire us. That is why, I'm sorry, I don't want to quote scriptures again. Sorry. So, engage in conversations with mentors, peers, or role models who embody a growth mindset, who you think has a growth mindset. Engage yourself with them, have conversations, go out on tea with them, take a break with them. They'll definitely, enforce some or the other mindset in you. And the last, I'm sorry, not the last, but second last part, the biggest mistake we can make is setting unrealistic goals. Think about it. How many of the goals that you've set are actually unrealistic, not just for you, but for your child, but for your family members, your younger sister, your younger brother? One of my cousins is a good dancer. He has a problem with mathematics. He's not good with arithmetic calculations, but he's good with speaking. He's good at language. Should he be trained in a BA B.Ed for an English teacher, or maybe a literature, maybe an author, or I should try to make him a chartered accountant? Think about it. It is not realistic for him that, okay, he can learn anything. That is true. But when I say I can master a rocket ship, do you think I'm going to take over the assignment of, being called to pilot a rocket ship? I don't think I will. I said, if paid enough. What am I doing here? I'm taking the money enough to make sure my entire life is covered now. Do anything you want to. I'll still pursue my passion. I'll start training people on finance for free, with learning about the rocket ship, of course. Yeah, that's my passion. I know my realistic passion is, if I have enough money to support my rest of my life and my kids, I'll definitely go in and start training for free. I know the value will reduce, but that's what I want to do. I want this knowledge about finance and, of course, the mindset to be accessible to all. But unfortunately, right now I have bills to pay. So I don't make that unrealistic goal. But you have to make incremental goals. Like today, if you all are chartered accountants, can you make a goal of becoming the president of ICI straight away? No, you cannot. It has to be realistic and incremental. Many of you who are listening might be already engaged in some branches. Maybe you are somewhere in the, maybe you've seen someone go to the regional councils. It's incremental. You have to set realistic goals. Can you set a goal of becoming a prime minister straight away? No. Similarly, you have to break down large goals into smaller, manageable tasks. If I have to make a firm of, let's say, 100 partners, first I need to make a proprietorship sustainable and able to pay 1 or 2 chartered accountants an associate salary, not partners, but associate salary. Partners charge more. If I am able to pay them an associate salary, then I have to start making a partner. Then we have to make 2 partners. Slowly we'll go up to 10, then target will, okay, of course the incrementation is good. Then we'll go to 25, then 50. Maybe ultimately we'll go up to 100 partners, but it has to be realistic, incremental, small, manageable. So there are regular opportunities for success and regular opportunities to learn. For example, today I set a goal that I will one day, have my office in, let's say Mumbai, Worldly Seaface, I'll have my office in, very expensive. Can I go straight away? Because every day I have not be succeeding. Every day I cannot fail because it's a long-term goal. Why don't I have a small goal that this is the turnover I need to have by the end of 2024? This is the position I need to be. This is the amount of investment I need to have by the end of 2025. And slowly and gradually, I'm going to be reaching there. Because I'll fail every day. I'll succeed every day. And that will give me feedback so I can, grow. Setting unrealistic tasks only demotivates you in the long run. Kids, the youngsters, the CA students, I would say again, no finalist. I mean, I don't know how you without leaving, how without accepting defeat, you can be a finalist. You're either a successful chartered accountant or you're just a student. Finalist means you've given the finals and now you have no interest in, pursuing the course any further. Why many of the CA students are failing sometimes? I've talked to the rank holders, I've talked to the toppers sometimes. They do not keep a goal of clearing the exam. They keep a goal of finishing this chapter by the end of a week. They finish the entire subject by 5 days. This is the goals they have. They fail and succeed on every 3 or 4 days. And ultimately, they have a good result. Realistic and incremental goals is the key. You need to regularly review and adjust your goals to ensure they remain challenging yet achievable. People set up goals which are unrealistic. They're not even achievable. In any book, you cannot achieve them. I challenge you. Somebody I remember had a goal of, he started a CA firm, told me that I have a goal of having a listed company on board by the end of the first year of practice. I said, you cannot have it. I promise you. You don't have the capability, no resources. You do not have. You'll have a limited peer review certificate. You'll not be able to, engage too many partners suddenly. You don't have enough money to buy another CA firm or an experienced firm. You cannot do it on your credit. You can join a job and you'll do it very well. This is setting up unrealistic goals. What's the point? Someday I want most of you to join me in this conversation. I really hate the part that people set up so unrealistic goals. It is impossible. And they think they have bad motivation. They think they have bad skills. No, your goals are very unrealistic and very long-term. Long-term goals, too many long-term goals, no short-term goals makes you very less motivated every day. People with high motivation do not wake up every day and say that I am about to rule the world. They say, okay, I'm about to rule my city. I'm about to rule my house first. That's how changing the world begins. I don't know how many of you love English music. Even if you don't, just switch on the subtitles and listen to this song, Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. It's an old song. Trust me. You'll see how changes affect. Slow and steady. First start with the man in the mirror. First you change yourself. Moving on. Sorry, I got a little carried away and emotional. I'm very passionate about this. People are very depressed these days because their goals are unrealistic. So please be realistic. That's all I'm just asking you to do. Don't be demotivated. We have done enough. We chartered accountants have gone through an entire youth has been spent in becoming a chartered accountant. Now, if you have lower shoulders, that's not gone. We have to go above this, right? Now, the last one is adopt a lifelong learning attitude. I learned this from my father because he used to work as a retailer and he had a small shop, very less to provide for everything. We were farmers earlier. And at this age, he has started organic farming. At this age, he's learning to farm with new technology. And he was not into farming for 35 years. He was sitting at a small counter trying to provide for his family for the last 40 years because we wanted to live in the city so I can get educated. I had socio-economic barriers as well while growing up. So I'm just trying to say, I'm inspired by him. He is a cancer survivor 12 years ago. And today he commits to being a lifelong learner. He's gone back to his village and he's trying to farm with all the new technologies which have come in the last 40 years. He's 65 and he's still passionate to learn. He's curious to see how it can be done. He can easily give it out on rent, or maybe he can, share some profit. He wants to do it himself. He's taken a small portion, he's trying to do it himself. He's curious, he's seeking out new experiences. He's continuously looking for opportunities to develop and grow. That's what I want you to do. Not at that age, but at this age. I personally am pursuing 4 to 5 degrees at this time, 4 to 5 post-qualification courses. The chairman of the board has so many degrees that I don't even, at times, I forget how many degrees are there. Anuj Goel has added doctorate to his name last year. I was so inspired that at that age, what is left with that man to achieve? He has been a council member for almost my entire education, almost from the time I was born. He has been into the ICI Institute, and now he's still one of the most helpful people that you find around. But still, in today's world, I feel that he is trying to learn more. He has a lifelong learning attitude. Why? Why are chartered accountants who have achieved so much? I am so inspired that when we go for physical seminars, the chartered accountants with gray hair, chartered accountants with very advanced ages are sitting in front of us. Maybe youngsters are not interested, but they listen to us because their attitude is to learn. They're curious. You can take courses, you can read books and engage in activities that push you out of your comfort zone. All right. I am sorry. I really am passionate about the mindset part. I might have taken a little longer, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm sure Sambitji can excuse this mistake of mine. I'll always be, I love to take this topic and I get overly passionate about. So overly or maybe enough passionate. We learn from our mistakes. So cultivating a growth mindset is a powerful way to enhance your ability to overcome challenges and continue developing throughout your life. By embracing challenges and focusing on learning and valuing effort, maintaining a positive attitude towards feedback, you can transform your approach to both personal and professional growth. Remember, adopting a growth mindset, a journey, one that requires consistent effort and maybe self-reflection. Yeah, self-reflection. Embrace the process. That's what I'm going to say. And you will unlock greater potential and resilience within yourself. Things are all inside you. Now you said, okay, you've told us that you have to, what all you've talked about. You've told us that you have to be resilient, you have to overcome challenges. You have talked about growth mindset. How will I do all this? I'm so glad you asked. Even that you did not, I can hear from you, right? So you leverage your strengths and talents. Now you'll see what's the new thing that you've brought on the screen. Please, please, please. I usually say it very less. Read on your screen. Understand and leveraging your unique strengths. Understanding and leveraging them. This can significantly enhance your personal and professional growth. Leveraging your talent, whatever you have. What I'm saying is, you have a weakness. We all know that. You have a specific issue. We all know that. But you have a unique talent too. All right. What is your unique talent? I told you, I had socioeconomic issues. I have some physical issues as well. Maybe the learning issue can be ignored. I learn things quickly, but yes, I have some problem with the social cues. But I have some unique talents too. I need to leverage them. How? Come on, think about it. What are the unique talents and unique skills you have? I'll talk about myself. I'm so obsessed. No, because the reason I can talk about myself is I don't have a lot of people in the room. I might not be able to come from money, but I know how to manage finances by borrowing and raising finance. So I raised a lot of finance initially, and I was into a huge amount of debt when I started practice. What did I do? I paid it off very sooner than the lenders expected. I paid them all off. One thing which is very clear, I'm not good with what I've got, but I'm good with what I can manage. Second, there was a unique talent that I had that I can at least convince people in an hour of need. So I started working with the cases where I started working with the. Let's not talk about my personal practice. I mean, I'm about to divulge proprietary secrets. So let's, any of you will come to me with an in-room discussion. I'll tell you about them. Let's talk about the practical discussion, which is leveraging your strengths and talents and how your personal professional growth will be leveraged. And of course, how can you naturally excel at can lead to greater satisfaction. And let's take a deeper look on how to identify and develop and use your strengths and talents effectively. Firstly, let's identify. How to identify? Please write down. Don't just sit, write down, make notes. It is the best way of learning. Make notes. At least after the session in the evening, take some time and read those notes. I think every session will be useful. You're getting 2 CPRs. You're spending your time any which ways. If you're getting my voice, that means you're listening. Why don't we get some benefit out of it? So first, identify your strengths. First is self-reflection. Spend time reflecting on past experiences and achievements. Consider what activities you've enjoyed the most. Anything, like you went on a trip, maybe you ate something, anything, and you cooked something. What do you excelled? Ask yourself, what tasks? Okay, 3 questions. What tasks or activities come naturally to me? Like for me, talking comes naturally. You can ask me to talk to the Prime Minister of the country and I'll talk to him for an hour. Maybe I'll offend him, but I'll talk to him. I will not be scared to talk to anybody. But then, what have I felt most successful and fulfilled? What makes you feel very successful? Making a firm and sustaining makes me feel very successful. That I've been able to cultivate and have clients for the last 12, 15 years. So that means the relations that I've built, the network that I have created, the trust that I have built with my clients is it makes me feel very successful. It makes me very fulfilled. What do others often compliment me on? What compliments do I get very often? Usually, if some compliments come very often to you, it is either true or it is sarcastic. So if you think that is coming from mostly your very close peers or very distant peers, that's not true. But if it is coming from all of them, I think that could be true. Then second is, of course, based on this, after self-reflection is feedback from others. Sometimes others can see our strength more clearly than we ourselves can. Ask friends, family, colleagues, or mentors for feedback or what they perceive as your greatest strengths and talents. So what was the reality was, due to my family situations, I was working in a bank and I lost hope that I can ever complete chartered accountancy. It was my mother who committed me towards learning this, towards completing the course. Now people ask me often that how did that make a difference? Actually, I did not have confidence. I was sure I wanted to do chartered accountancy. I was sure I wanted to have this number game in my belt. But the problem was I did not have faith that I can clear the exams. Because it took me, I was working, so I did not take any coachings. I was working, so I only took an off of the exam day. Even the preparation day, I was going to the bank. So I cleared my exam on the 3rd or 4th attempt of the intermediate. So I had a huge doubt that I've cleared the intermediate exams on the 3rd or 4th attempt. How much chances do I have of clearing the final examinations? But my mother could see that potential in me. Then I cleared my first row of finals and I lost my mother in between. But by that time, I had a woman in my life who was able to see that no, you will be able to complete it. Just make sure you do not make small mistakes like this. So other people are able to see strength in you when you yourself are oblivious towards it. So have feedback. Third is strengths assessment. Assess your strength. Now, how will I assess my strength? Okay. I'll tell you everything. Utilize the formal tools and assessments designed to help identify your strength. Yes, Mr. Vamsi? Okay. Popular assessments are like, there was a test called Strengths Finder. I think it's called Clifton's Strengths now. VIA Character Strengths, Myers-Briggs, some things like Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, which is MBTI. These are tests which you can obviously undergo and gain a better knowledge of your strengths and your advantages that you have. Now, recognize a pattern. Pay attention to the patterns in your life and work. There is always a pattern. As an auditor, we have good analysis of the pattern, how things have been going in. What are the common themes in activities that energize you and the tasks you consistently perform well? You'll know what your strengths are. And now, because we know what our core strengths are, we need to develop our strengths and talents. How do we develop them? Firstly, invest time and effort. Even natural talents and skills require development. Invest time in activities, training that allow you to own your skills. Continue learning and practice are key to developing expertise. Maybe Virat Kohli looks naturally talented on the field, but does he not practice? Does he not go into the session every day? He does. Sachin Tendulkar was extremely talented. Still, he used to sweat in the nets. Why? Because they need to invest time and effort even on the skills and the strengths you have. And of course, then you seek new challenges. Challenge yourself with new and progressively more difficult tasks that push the boundaries of your strengths. This helps you to grow and discover new dimensions of your capabilities. You know, I remember one of the very fond examples when I say seeking new challenges and, doing something beyond what others have already believed. Actually, we'll talk about this in detail. I think we have to really respect the time. We should not kill a lot of time into that. And then I have to give some time to the Q&A too. Then yes, find mentors and role models. Seek out mentors and role models who possess similar strengths and have achieved success in areas you wish to develop. Learn from their experiences and absorb their strategies. You need to set specific goals. Remember this. Again and again, I'm coming back to this, that people have a big problem of setting unrealistic goals, huge goals, and meeting none of them. Set clear, attainable goals to continuously improve and expand your talents. Track your progress and adjust your actions as needed to stay aligned with your development objectives. All right. Now let's learn to leverage your strengths and talents. Okay. Play with your strength. First of all, whenever possible, focus on project, roles, and tasks that align with your strengths. Try and take up the project which is, which aligns with your strength. This will increase the chances of excelling, of course, and enjoying your work. You evaluate opportunities based on how well they leverage on your talents. Secondly, you need to complement your weaknesses. Find ways to complement or offset your weakness with your strength. For example, if you're strong in creative thinking, but less strong in organization, pairing in someone who excels in organizational skills can achieve better overall outcomes. This is called a synergy. This is a synergy which you develop with different people. Moving on. Then, of course, the third one is to promote your strength. Make others aware of your strengths and how they can be beneficial in collaborations and projects. Be proactive in seeking roles or assignments that allow you to showcase and utilize your talents. I'm just hoping that you are still interested. I'm sorry, it is a lot of things to note down, but it's better that you do. And I know it's not technical. So people do not expect to note in non-technical sessions, but this is actually technical. I feel this topic is unusual. It is soft skills, but has to be valued as good as hard skills, because your hard skills and soft skills, this is a learning skill. This is a skill of empowering yourself. I'm teaching you the things which will make the difference between you and a person with similar standing someday. Maybe a person with a better standing today. Okay? So then, of course, the third one is adapt and innovate. Use your strengths to drive innovation and adapt changes. When you face challenges, whenever you face a challenge, think about how you can apply your unique skills into this and the perspective where you find a creative solution. Next thing you need to do is empower others. Leverage your strengths, not just for your personal gain, but to empower and support others. Share your expertise and collaborate effectively. This all can enhance the team's performance and foster a positive work environment. All right. I am so sorry, but this topic is going to be longer because the growth mindset, the leverage of strength and strength, this is the last part of this. You have to reflect and adjust. Firstly, okay. First thing you need to learn here is regular reflection. Make it a habit to regularly reflect on your strength and how you're leveraging them. Are there new opportunities in your personal or professional life where you can apply your talents more effectively? So if you reflect, you're able to know what to apply, where to apply, when to apply. Then, of course, secondly, you can always go into a feedback loop. Continuously, it's a loop. Continuously keep on seeking feedback from your peers, mentors, and supervisors. This will help you understand how well are you utilizing your own strength, where you might improve, and everything. The feedback loop is important. As you grow and evolve, your strengths and interests might change. Listen, we've all talked about how to improve, grow in life. Then your interest and strengths will change. So you need to be flexible and open in exploring new areas where you can apply your developing skills. In conclusion, leveraging your strengths and talents is a powerful approach to achieve success and fulfillment. By identifying and developing and strategically using your unique capabilities, you can enhance your performance, build meaningful relationships, and create opportunities for growth. Remember, the journey of leveraging your strengths is ongoing, requiring self-awareness, continuous learning, and a proactive effort. Embrace the process and let your strengths and talent shine. All right. Now we come up to the most important part of the entire session. I'm so sorry I made you wait for so long. I will now teach you the importance of strong support network, how to make this good network. All right. So it is our family, friends, mentors, professional connections. This is a robust support system. It enhances our well-being, our resilience, and of course, it makes us successful. All right. All right. So let us understand, family is not always small. We have to see what parts of our family we need to entertain. Family members often form the core of our support network. Yes, offering unconditional love, understanding, and sense of security. They provide emotional support during challenging times and celebrate our achievements no matter how small our achievement is. They foster a strong sense of belonging and connection. And that is why I say always and always give time to your family, no matter what. People who don't give time to their family, either they have problems in succeeding. Second, even if they're successful, they don't have a sense of fulfillment. What's the point in being successful then? Right? Give time to your family. And family does not mean the natural family which has been defined as per the Income Tax Act of India. No. Family can be the people you live with. You can be like people who have who live with maybe your main family is back home somewhere, but you live with a few neighbors, a few couples live together, like 7 or 8 couples in the same building. They form a kind of a family. They meet every day. In the club, you might have very close family relations with somebody. Second is your friends. Now, this is the circle is going to get bigger. Friends play a vital role in our, in companionship, empathy, and social support. These things come from friends. They can offer different perspectives, practical advice, and they can always listen when we talk. People always just, they're there, but they're not listening. But your friends actually listen because they're interested in what's going on in you. Strong friendships contribute to our mental and emotional well-being. They help us navigate ups and downs. And this is how friends play one of the most pivotal roles in life. All right. Let's talk about the third part of our networks, which is mentors. Now, remember, this is exactly how you need to categorize your network. I'm not saying you need to learn how to. In accountancy, we know it is an expense, but what is important? In what head does this expense fall? We know it is an asset, but it's important in what head does this expense fall? And then let's talk about professional networks. Professional networks connect us with colleagues, peers, and industry leaders who share common interests and goals. These networks offer opportunities for collaboration, career advancements, and of course, skill building. They provide us with a platform for learning, networking, and staying updated in our respective fields. I'm sorry, I missed introducing mentors to you. I would really go back into them. The mentors are the ones who provide us with valuable guidance. All right. They provide us wisdom and they encourage us based on their experience and expertise. They offer insights, open doors to opportunities, and help us develop professionally and personally. A mentor's support can lead to professional growth, personal growth, skill development, and of course, you have an increased self-confidence. All right. Now, let me give you some tips for building and maintaining a support system. Note this down. Another thing to note, identify your needs, reflect on the types of support required, emotional, career related, personal development, understand what you seek from your support system. Cultivate reciprocity. Reciprocity. I'm so sorry. Support is a two-way street. Offer your help and advice, and of course, encouragement. Excuse me. This was what was confusing me for so long. For the last 5 minutes, I thought I was about to sneeze, but I wasn't able to. Thank God I did. Then, of course, reciprocity strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of mutual support. Communicate openly. The third point is communicate openly. Share your thoughts, feelings, and needs with your support network. Effective communication is the key to build trust, understanding, and empathy among the members. Okay? Regular check-ins. Stay connected with your support system regularly. Schedule check-ins, catch-ups, or meetings to maintain strong relationships. Consistent communication builds trust, solidarity, and of course, it is the one which keeps the network going. Seek diverse perspectives. Do not have like a frog of the well. Don't be in a closed mindset. The frog of the well is an Hindi idiom, but then you can have the idiom of your choice. Okay. Seek diverse perspectives. Engage with individuals from different backgrounds, professions, experiences, expertise. Diversity in your support network provides varied insights, different from different places, broadens your horizons and fosters creative thinking. Real life examples. Let me take some real life examples of support networks. Have you heard about Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul, philanthropist, attributes much of her success to her strong support network. Her best friend is Gail King and a longtime partner, Stedman Graham. They provide unwavering support and advice and encouragement throughout her career. Thomas Edison, a prolific inventor, maintained a network of collaborators and mentors and fellow scientists, by the way, who supported innovative endeavors. One of his key support was the industrialist J.P. Morgan, who invested in Edison's ideas and offered financial backing. So that's how Thomas Edison, was able to go big in his life. Malala Yousafzai, a global advocate for girls' education and human rights, credits her family as the backbone of her system support. Despite facing threats and challenges, Malala's family stood by her side, offering inspiration and guidance and, of course, solidarity. So, of course, a strong network support is crucial and it is the cornerstone of personal and professional growth. By nurturing relationships with family, friends, mentors, and professional contacts, we create a foundation of encouragement, guidance, and collaboration. We build and maintain diverse and reliable support system, enrich our lives, enhance our resilience, and empower to achieve goals. Remember, investing in your support network is investing in your well-being and success. I mean, that is what brings me to that is exactly what I had to share with you. Okay. And I really want you to make use of all the entire discussion that we've had. Of course, I want to hear for questions from you. But before that, okay, why not we just open the house for questions now if there is the availability of the team?
I request the members of the team and the listeners of this webcast to kindly post any questions if they have.
The questions might be coming into Q&A, sir. Is there any question that we have of the Q&A first?
Yes, sir. The participants are requested to ask any questions. The Q&A session is open now.
And if there is no question, I think it's a good point where we can move on. And that's, I think, sufficient. I think, Vishwanath ji, I think we don't have a lot of questions, so it's a good point that we can move on. I think you can give the.
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You're on mute, sir. Vishwanath ji, you're on mute.
Nakul Arora ji, it has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webcast on unfortunate coincidence, overcoming natural challenges you are born with, organized by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the ICAI. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee ICAI, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CA Nakul Arora ji, for his enlightening session, and Dr. Anuj Goyal, Chairman of the PSCC, ICI, CA Sri Priya Kumar, Vice Chairperson, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the ICI, for their active guidance. Sincere thanks to the event enablers from the West Godavari District Branch of the CIRC of ICI who enabled the webcast throughout. A wide round of applause and thanks to the organizer, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the ICI, our today's speaker, Nakul Arora ji, and other stakeholders who made the webcast a memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank you all present here and helping us make the webcast a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.